What's up, Dragon Brood? Today we have a real treat for you because last weekend I got to do commentary for the Dreamhack Regional Championship from San Diego, and we saw what might be, even though it's early in the year, a true play of the year candidate in Standard. This is really cool. Let's hop in and take a look, and we'll talk our way through it. All right, so for context in this game, we have two players that are basically in the win and end segment of the tournament. And I believe if Mark won, he would be able to hit the top 8. And I think Ryan was just going to finish just outside of that. But they are still playing for placement and prize money here. Mark is playing a Rakdos, I believe, Reanimator type deck. Right now, he's got a couple of the Werewolves in play. He's got a Fable of Kiki Jiki that's flipped. And a Archfiend of the Dross in play. Then from Ryan here, we have a Lauren, which has already come into play and destroyed something previously. We have a Farmhand, and we have a Bankbuster. Ryan has 2 cards in hand, piles of mana, as you can see here. And Mark is now tapped out at this stage. All right, so here we have the turn where Mark decides we're going to go into combat. And it's actually looking a little bit grim for Ryan here. Mark decides to go ahead and remove that Wandering Emperor from the graveyard. And you see Mark doing some calculations here. And this is where we get to set up just a really cool play. Ryan decides he's going to go ahead and block one of the Werewolves, letting the other one through at this point. We're going to go ahead and tap both of these so we can crew the Bankbuster. Now, let me pause there for a second. Crewing the Bankbuster is important there because it now lets the Farmhand flip where you can pay the extra cost and turn it into a 3/3 creature. That's actually really well timed because he made sure he had the blocks here first, was able then to crew the Bankbuster. Even though the Bankbuster isn't part of the combat at all, it is relevant for having a creature of larger size. So there's multiple things that are happening here. First is making sure you make the blocks so nothing crazy happens and you die on the next turn. You're also making sure to crew the Bankbuster so that you have 3 different powers in play so you can actually activate the Farmhand here. Now the wild thing here is you're probably saying it turns into a 3/3, but then what? But turns out Ryan also has a Wandering Emperor here. So obviously we're going to put the +1/+1 on this 3/3 that's blocking the Werewolf. But it gets even better because you also get to give that creature first strike. So now you have a 4/4 creature blocking this 4/4 and is actually not going to allow you to take any damage because you also get to gain the 4 life from the lifelink, negating the other 4 damage you would have taken from the other Werewolf. So the crazy thing is, when you look at the end of this attack step, Mark attacked with 2 creatures, 2 4/4s, effectively got no damage in, right? Because you dealt 4, but he gained 4. So that was just like crazy, right? Nothing. And Ryan not only got to flip his creature, but also now has a big body that he could continue to fight with on coming turns to make sure he doesn't die to any type of damage at this point, because his life total was starting to slide back a little bit. So this is actually a pretty big turnaround for Ryan going into the rest of this game. And the amazing thing here is that didn't even empty Ryan's hand. Still has another card, has Reliquary on board, now has an enchantment and an artifact still in play, so he can draw 2 more cards and really just start running away with this thing as far as the number of cards to outpace what Mark is able to have here. Like, you can even see the demeanor change in Mark of just like being in the driver's seat and then almost being demoralized because that play was so good and completely unexpected, to be honest. Yeah, and from there, now this puts Ryan safely in the driver's seat using Ossification on the Archfiend, able to start coming through with a big creature that's got lifelink, getting to attack with a creature that leaves no good blocks for Mark, and now you're really just turning this whole thing around. So yeah, sometimes I think we think about like the biggest plays being the ones that automatically win the game or something really crazy that ends to an in-game sequence. But sometimes it's plays like that where you just use all of your cards just right over the course of a turn or two to turn the momentum in your favor and allow you to get to the finish line. But y'all let me know if that's cool, if you want to see more videos like this, highlighting and breaking down stuff, or honestly, do you have a cool play that you want to highlight, or is there a video I should watch or know about to maybe start making this list of plays of the year? I don't even know if y'all be interested in that. But let me know. I think it's pretty sweet. Figured I would share this with you. But if you want to get some other cool stuff, I'll link another fun video here.